Hey everybody, and welcome to this video tutorial. Today we're going to be finishing up our red gem ore, and we're also going to be making our first crop. We're going to be making a crop today as well. So we're going to get started. So I just got to find my folder here. Tutorial, was it? Was it tutorial? No. Forge, right? Forge. MCP and Eclipse open. I was just coding the other part. This video is going to be going up late tonight, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. Alrighty, so this is where we are right now. We got item seeds, yeah. So we are going to be there's multiple different ways that we can handle seeds and stuff, but we're gonna get to that after. We're gonna finish up with our world generation stuff, getting our ore to generate into our world and all that good fantastic stuff. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna come underneath our material and we're gonna define world generation. We're gonna type that. Now in the next line we're gonna type public static. I'm gonna say it's called. I'm gonna say redstone gem. Okay, I'm gonna put lowercase s. Redstone gem world generation. Now, so that's the type, and now I'm gonna name it. Yeah, is that? Yeah, right. Is that right? Yes, it is right. Yeah. Okay. Redstone gem underscore gen world is equal to new. And then I'm just going to copy this line, paste at the end. We have no parameters, so we're good there. So basically, we're defining a variable called RSG underscore gen world, and its type is redstone, not red tone. Redstone gen world, redstone gem world generation. We're not quite done in here yet. We got a few more things to add, but we can actually come back and yeah, we'll do the one anyway. So we're gonna come down here below our items. We're gonna define a new category here. I'm also since this is getting pretty cluttered, add two more spaces at the last time, like for the pickaxe in this case, make sure there's like put like 3 lines in between, just so you know we have some stuff in between. And redstone gem, it's not gem, it's gem. I'm not sure why that was like that. 1 2 3. This is where this one starts. So we're gonna say this is gonna be, we're gonna register world generation. And now here we're going to type game registry dot register world generator, and then that's our RSG underscore gen world variable that we created is going to go in there. We're going to have an error on there right now, which is fine. We can fix that up now. So we're going to go up here. Now we're going to create our class for our world generation, and I'm going to put it in redstone tutorial dot world gen. So just make a new package for it, just to keep everything separated and everything good to go on that part. Now, so we've done that. So we are going to on our public class, we're not going to extend anything this time. We're going to implement something. So we're going to go type implements iWorld generator. Then we got to import iWorld generator, and then so when we hover over this, we're not going to get the usual stuff. We want to add unimplemented methods, which is going to give us this fantastic method right here. I'm going to put this all in one line. Just a little bit cleaner that way. There we go. Okay, so we're that far now. This is where we're gonna set our we're gonna create a switch statement here, and basically what a switch statement is. So it's like you have like the gear shift or the transmission in your car. You can go from park, reverse, drive, neutral. First gear, second gear. You can go to all between those two. So we're going to create a switch statement to have all those have all the different cases that we want to have. I'm going to go through all of them, but we're only going to be generating on the surface. But here's how it goes. So -1 is going to be the nether. So actually, I'm starting a little bit hurry. So we want to type in switch, open bracket, open parentheses, world dot provider dot dimension ID. Okay, so it's basically saying that we're creating a switch statement between the world provider dimension ID. So you're saying so the switch statement. So I'll explain the rest in just a second here. Okay, so we're going to type in case 0. So or case -1. So -1 is the dimension ID for the nether. So we're saying that if the dimension, so we're basically saying we could create an if statement here as well, but this works so much better. So case, if it is, so basically you're saying if it's the nether, we're going to go down to the next line here. We're going to generate. So we're just going to type in our own custom function here. So I'm going to say generate nether. I'm going to call this one. And we got to give it a few parameters. World parameter, random, chunk x times 16. That's a lowercase c, not a capital C on there. And actually we can just like do that. It's a little bit cleaner. And then we got to do chunk z times 16 as well. So basically, so 16 is a chunk. 16 blocks is a chunk. So that's basically we're saying, we're saying generate within a chunk. Okay? Very easy stuff. Okay, so we've done that. And then we type in break. So everybody's saying that's the end of that one. Now we can create a new case, 0. This is for the surface, so we can type in generate surface. Surface, there we go. Same, I'll just type them in. Same parameters as the last one. Chunk x times 16. Chunk z times 16. There we go. And then we're going to do one more. Oh, we got to do break. And we're going to do one more. For the last time, I'm just going to copy this, since they're basically all the same anyway. And now for the overworld or the end, it's 1. So it's very simple. -1, 0, 1. And then just change our function here to end. Or you can say, we can put in generate overworld, whatever you want it to be, you can choose. It doesn't matter. Now we're just going to hover over these, and we're going to go create method. We're going to go there, create method on all 3 of them. Create the method. Fantastic. So we got 3 methods. So we got our generate end, generate surface, and generate nether. I'm going to put surface at the top, since that's the one we're going to be concentrating on. Now we got a few things. Actually, no, we don't have to change anything here. We could, but we don't have to. We're going to leave it. We're going to leave the parameters the way they are. So basically, what we're going to type in here, we're going to type. We want a for loop here. For int k is equal to 0. Okay, and then k minus 25. K plus plus. So basically, this is saying we're setting an int with a variable int named k to 0, and we're saying that the for loop will happen as long as k is less than 25. So that's fine. Now we're going to type in that. So we're going to type in a squiggly bracket. And now we get to type in some fun more stuff. So we're going to go int chunk x is equal to I plus random dot next int. I keep typing in next int and then 16. So again, that's the chunk stuff. So I'm just going to copy that 3 times. We want chunk x, chunk y, and chunk z. Now chunk y is a little bit different. We don't want use I or anything like that because up here we're setting world, which is world random, and then these last two, these ints, are the chunk x and the chunk z. So because the y is just kind of up and down on the y, so we want to go random int, and now this is going to be the level of which you want. So the chunk y is the level where you want it to generate. So diamond is like 14 or something like that. So it's like in the bottom 14 blocks is where diamond will generate. If you put in 256, it will generate right from the bottom right to the very top of the world. And that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to type in 256. We're going to do this just for testing purposes, so we can make sure that when we generate a new level or a new world, we can actually find our ore easily. And this last one, instead of I, we're going to change that to J. Okay, so that's corresponding with int. So int I is chunk x times 16, and int j is chunk z times 16. Fantastic. So we got that part done. Now we got one more line to do here within our for statement. We're gonna type some parentheses, and then we're gonna type new world gen mineable, like that. Now we're gonna type in the name of our main class, like our name of our main class here. So mine is redstone main. So redstone main dot redstone. So this is, so now we're actually gonna, this is the actual world generation part as I generate into the world, so on and so forth. And we're gonna specify redstone gem ore, and we gotta go dot block ID. So there we go, we've done that. And now this next value is how much is going to be in the vein. So this is not how many per block, but how many you're going to find in one vein. So like in one chunk, like for iron, you may find 7 at a time, all in one cluster, right? You may find 7 different blocks in one cluster, which is technically a vein. So we're going to set this to 64, just so we can easily find this when we go to test this. But really, we want you would want that at a much lower level than that. We got a few more things that we need to go. One more thing we have to do on here. So we got to go. So before our semicolon, we want to type in dot generate. We want open parentheses. We're going to type in world, comma random, comma chunk x, comma chunk y, comma chunk lowercase chunk z. We're going to type in that, and then we have to import world gen mineable, and that should be all we got to do. But there's actually one more thing that we have to do with our ore. We also have to go in here and then import. So when we come back to our main class file, we got to import our class that we just created, our redstone gem world generation, or redstone gem world generation. That should, there we go, all errors are gone. We got one more thing that we need to add to this, and I'm just going to add it right down here. So it's so we want to have 3 lines. Okay, So we got one more thing that we need to add to our main file. So basically, right now, our ore can be, if we didn't put this line in, our ore can be mined by wood, by everything, which we don't really want. So we're gonna change that. So what we're gonna type in is Minecraft forge.set harvest, set block harvest level. Okay, just gonna do the first one. So we got 3 different parameters. We got the block, the tool class, and the harvest level. So the block is redstone gem ore. The tool class, that is going to be a string, and it's going to be set to pickaxe with a lowercase p, and then the harvest level. So we got different harvest levels here. So wood is 0, stone, gold, and I think emerald are 1, iron is 2, and diamond is 3. So if you want your ore to only be mined by diamond, put in 3. If you want to buy iron, so if you want, let's say you want your ore to be able to be mined by the same thing as diamond, then you want to put a 2, because then it's iron. Basically, just iron can use that, and then emerald, gold, stone are 1, and wood is 0. So stone can be mined by, and we could actually even change that. We could change the harvest level for any item in the game. So if we wanted to say make stone only be able to be mined by diamond, if we wanted to, block dot stone, I guess it would be. But I'm not gonna get into that. So now we should be able to put in a character there. So now we should be able to launch this, and we should be good to go. We just got to generate a new world. So that's going to be one thing. And actually, I'm going to show you a way around that as well. A way that I found out when I was doing my Minecraft hardcore series to get my ore in that game, in that series, to generate from another mod without having to rebuild everything that we had. So I'm just going to we're going to create a new world, gen ore, just call it something so you know it's different. Put yourself in a creative mode and give yourself hills as the seed, because that's going to generate you in the hills where there's lots of caves and things where you're easily going to be able to find your ore, because it may generate you in it may put spawn in a winter biome, which sucks because it's really hard to find stuff in a winter biome. So you go, actually, look at that, fan-fucking-tastic. It's right here, look at that. So we got our ore right here. It's generating in. And then you can see that there's so much here. I'm going to grab torches. So this is a problem I had in my Minecraft series. Look at this. It goes all the way down here. We got so much of this stuff. Now, all depending on how strong your material is will depend if this is actually a good thing or a bad thing. But definitely, this is way too much for our ore. But at least we were able to see it. That's the important thing. So I'm just going to dig a lot of this shit out so we can uncover this entire vein of red gem ore. Look at this. This vein is fucking huge. This is the whole vein. So this whole thing, right from here all the way down to the bottom of that little cave there, is one vein of this ore, which is fucking fantastic. So we're just going to dig all this out. I am a stickler for things being square. There we go. Get rid of that and that. So yeah, so if we go grab our pickaxes, so let's grab our wood pickaxe, stone pickaxe, an iron pickaxe, our redstone pickaxe, and then diamond pickaxe. We're gonna try and do this with. Oh shit! You need to go game mode S. I'm gonna turn down my sound because it's always very loud. So if we try to mine this with wood, it's not going to work. Stone, it's not going to work. But iron, it is going to work. So that's that whole level thing. So if I put that up to 3, and actually I'll show you that now. So if I put this up to 3 and relaunch, so quit, relaunch the game. Now, if you use that Hills seed, your ore, if you did the code the exact same way as me, your ore should show up in the exact same spot as well, and you should spawn in the same spot as well, since Hills is a seed. You probably know how seeds work. So there we go. So now if we try it with iron, now it's not going to work like it did before. It's not even gonna. It's going to work with our pickaxe because we set the harvest level to 3 for our pickaxe, and I will point that out in a second. Okay, there we go. So when we created our material, our enum tool material redstone, this part right here, redstone is the name of it. This number right here, that is our harvest level. I'm not sure if I told you about this before, but that's the harvest level, and that is what sets. So if I drop that down to 2, now we would not be able to mine our ore because the level is set to 3 and this level is set to 2. Okay, so I'm just going to put that back up to 3. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you guys is generating. I just got to pull up my block here. Is having it actually give us our gem instead of giving us giving us the block itself. Let's say we want it to be like diamond. We want it to give us the gem instead. So this is a very simple, easy thing to do. We just got 2 things to do. We got to go. Actually, the one thing isn't working yet, which is the quantity of upping it from just getting 1, getting more than 1. I haven't got that to work yet, but I will report back when I do. So we got to go public int ID dropped. So ID all lowercase, and then capital D ROPPED. Open parentheses, int par1. The next one is random par2 random. So these are just a bunch of variable names. Just set them to these. Par3. Good. Just so that everything's the same. Okay. Now we are going to have to import random. So we can go import random. And now it's going to say, oh, you're not returning anything, because we set it to public int. So basically, this right here, if you don't know how this works, so we're saying that it's a public. So this is a variable, or not a So we're saying public. So this is we're creating a function, and we're saying that it is going to return an integer, and it is public, so it's available to everything in the game. If we set that to private, it would only be available within this class. And different things like that. So we're gonna go public int blah 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 ID dropped. So we're gonna type in return, and then redstone. In my case, it's redstone main, but it's whatever the name of your main class file is. So whatever the name of this is, redstone main.java is mine. You want to go to that dot, and then you should be able to pick any of the items that you've created in the game. So I'm going to choose my redstone gem, and dot item ID. Alrighty. Now I'm actually going to give this a shot and see if we can figure this out. So I'm going to go public quantity. I completely fucked that up. Public quantity dropped. I don't think it doesn't sound right to me. I wonder if we can have it propagate everything. So if we just do that, it's still gonna have an error. Set method to return void. No, we want it to return an int instead. Add return statement. So it's wanting us to return a block ID. See, that's not what we want. We want it to be able to return a number. So we'll have to look and actually, let's grab these. I'm gonna grab these from here. Maybe these are basically the same parameters from the one above. So I think that's why this isn't working. So we go return. Actually, I'll delete all that. Get rid of it. And we're going to hover over this, add the return statement. Return. Let's have it return 10. Okay, let's just see if that works. I don't think it is going to work. We can try it, right? So now if we go back into the game. And we're going to go single player, load up our world that we have our ore in. We are in game mode. Yes, we are. So we're going to go. There we go. We're not getting 10 of them, but we are getting them, which is absolutely fantastic. And actually, guys, just give me a second. I'm going to go look at my code. And actually, no, never mind. I'll worry about it later. I just want to get moving. So that's working fantastic. So now that we've done world generation, now we're going to do crops. Fantastic. Crops. This is amazing. We're going to do crops today. I just learned this myself. And it's actually not that hard to do. It's pretty easy. So we got to start by being in our main class file. And we got two things up at the very, very top here, right, where we define our tools and things that we need to create. So now, depends on... So this is where you have to decide how you're actually going to do your crop. Do you want it to be planted by seeds, or do you want to be do you want to be planted by seeds like wheat, or do you want it to be planted by the actual item, like the actual food item, like a carrot? You just with a carrot, you just plant the carrot, and then that's your seed. So it depends on how you want to do it. I'm going to show you both ways of doing it, but definitely. You can easily follow this, and it's actually pretty easy. I thought it was going to be hard, but it's not. It's like also very easy, just like everything else. So we want to go to where we define our food. Okay, there we go. So we go to where we want to define our food, which is right here, and we're going to go public static. And we want to type in reds. I'm going to create something really disgusting called redstone wheat. Alrighty. Oh my god, that's fucking disgusting. So why doesn't it liken that? Variable expected redstone wheat. Right. We've got to type public static item redstone wheat. And now we got to go down to our block. Now, I'm going to so now this is where it may get a little bit confusing for you, because we're going to have our item, and then we got to have our crop block. So it's going to be a normal block. But we're going to type in, I'm going to call it redstone wheat block, so we can keep them separate. This is our food item, and this is our food item / seed, and this is our actual crop. Now I'm going to show you the textures that I created for this. So I'm just going to chuck that down there. I've already made these, put them in the right spot, which is, as you know, MCP, source, Minecraft, assets, redstone tutorial, textures, and then so you can see these two are the exact same folders. I got them laid out the same. So under blocks, I basically took the wheat and I customized them. So this is what you get here for wheat. So these are all the different stages of wheat growth. I named mine RS wheat _ stage 0. So I basically went into my default textures, went into assets, Minecraft, textures, blocks, W. Here's wheat right here. So you can see wheat stage 0 to wheat stage 7. I just copied those and code them differently. And then we got two more things. We're gonna go into items. I made up the seeds, and then our redstone wheat, just basic stuff. You know, basic texturing stuff, nothing difficult or anything like that. So you go, there's our redstone wheat. It looks like shit, but this is only a tutorial. You know, I'm not here to teach you how to make textures or anything like that, or how to make them look good, I guess. So you go, so you can just drop those in there. I'm calling this one here redstone wheat for the texture, and then the seeds is seeds_redstone wheat. Alrighty. So we got those. You got those in place. Fantastic. Go back here. So we've done all that. Now we're gonna do our actual food item first. Alrighty. So we're gonna go to redstone wheat. We're gonna go to our food, and we're gonna type in redstone wheat is equal to new food redstone wheat. We're going to give it an ID. So where are we with IDs here? We're at 1007. So we're going to go 1008 for ID. And we got a few more parameters to set here. So basically, this is good. We're basically setting the same parameters as we do for food. I'm just going to put that now. I'll take that off for now. So confuse anybody. So 10008 is our ID, and we got to do a few more parameters, and there's a few different ones compared to a normal food item. So the next one is going to be the amount of hearts that it generates, as usual. I'm going to say 4, which is going to be 2 hearts. Remember the hunger bar is comprised of values from 1 to 20, because there's half hearts and half hunger. So 1 hunger is actually half of a hunger icon, because there's 10 hunger icons. Remember that? So yeah, just so you know that. So this is 2. So you take whatever number you want and times it by 2. So if you want it to generate 8, then you want to put in 16. If you want it to generate 10, then you put in 20, 5, 10, so on and so forth. The next is the saturation level. Now, I did find out more about the saturation level. So when you feed yourself, you have a saturation level before your hunger bar starts going down. So at full health, when you first start, you have your saturation goes away first. Then you start to lose health, or start to lose hunger after that. So if you want to have like a bagel, might have a higher saturation level because it's a heavier food. Unlike, let's say, like a carrot, like may have a way lower saturation value. So even though it'll give you the health, it won't give you the saturation to go along with it. So you can really play around with this and really make it your own. I'm just going to go 0.3 for the wheat. I'm not sure what the actual value is for wheat, so I just chose a value. Now this is where it gets a little bit different. So now that we've generated, the first one here is what it can be planted. What's going to be planted when we plant this crop. So we're going to we'll type in redstone wheat block .block_ID. That's what we want in the first one. So when we plant this, it's going to generate. It's going to put a redstone wheat block there, which we'll get to after. And now the next one is what it's allowed to be planted on. So you're going to go block dot. I'm pretty sure if you want multiples in here, we'll attempt this later. But we'll worry about that after we get it working. So we can go block dot tilde field if you want it on a normal tilde field, just like every other crop, and dot block ID as well. And those are it for parameters, and then dot set unlocalized name. Now I was going through the actual code for Minecraft, and since we are doing the register icon stuff, we don't need to actually put in redstone tutorial : redstone sword. We can just do that. We don't have to do anything special. We can just do this like that. So it's a little bit less typing for us, because in 1.5 you could use the set unlocalized name for your texture, so you had to put that in there so it would grab the texture from the right spot. But we're not doing that. So there we go. I won't finish those up. I'll just leave them like that. You can go through and change them all. And then we're going to set the unlocalized name of this to redstone wheat. And then a semicolon at the end to finish it off. Not on the next line, right there. And we're gonna go ahead and do the game registry for this. So we're gonna do the game registry for our food items. So actually, I'm just gonna copy the cookie. Since we've done this code many times, so we don't need to do it many more times and waste time with that. So I'm just gonna copy that and then redstone wheat. You know what, we'll do the block while we're here, and then that part is done. So redstone, we gotta go up here, grab redstone wheat block, redstone gem ore, there we go. And this is gonna, let's call this redstone wheat block. You're never actually going to see the language registry stuff because you're never going to be able to hold it, but you might as well put it in there just in case. So there we go. That's all we need to do here for the time being. So we're going to go on to creating our class redstone wheat. So now since this is a food, we're going to put this in food. So redstone underscore tutorial dot food, and we're going to click finish. It's going to create all that stuff for us. This is going to give us an error now because we have to set parameters and things like that. So now this is, I'm just going to open up my redstone wheat here. So now this is going to where it's going to get. Actually, it's actually still not that hard. So we want to have our class extends. So extends item seed food. It's pretty much the only difference. And then import item seed food, create the constructor, and then register our icon at side only, side.client, public void register icons. Icon register par1 icon register. I'm going to do that, and then this dot item icon is equal to par1 icon register dot register icon. And now this is where that full value needs to go. So redstone tutorial redstone wheat semicolon at the very end after the parentheses, and then we're all good. Just got to import our side only and our side. If it doesn't, import it on its own, and there we go. We got our food in there. But now we're gonna, before we go and actually see if it's there, we're gonna go through and do the block now. Alrighty, so we've defined it up there. So we're gonna go down into our ores and blocks, and we're gonna go redstone wheat block is equal to new block redstone wheat. So I'm just switching that around a little bit, and I don't think there's only the one parameter. This one, I'm just checking my other code here. It allows me to keep things straight. Yes, we just got just the one parameter, which is our ID, which is going to be 1009, and dot set unlocalized name, of course. So dot set unlocalized name, and we're going to set this to the same as this. I'm just going to copy that and throw that in there. Damn it. There we go. So now we need to create this class as well. It's going to give us a bunch of things. Oh, you can change it to this. We're not going to change it to anything. We're just going to create it, and we're going to put this in not dot block. We're going to put this in redstone underscore tutorial dot crop, just to keep things separated, as always, you know. Now let's go over to the block. So we're going to our main class here is going to extend block crops. Here we go. Import block crops. We're going to import. We're going to add the constructor. Just going to add nothing really. There we go. Now, out of the way. Now there's a lot of typing here. It's not too bad, but still, it's a little bit more typing more typing than we've ever had to do in the past. So bear with me as we do this. Okay, so first thing we're doing is we're setting from the specified side and block metadata retrieve the block textures, so instead of it being like a block, it's going to like intersect them, and well, since this is we're also doing a crop, it has to be a little bit different, so that so it can grow and things like that. I basically just copied this code out of the block caret, which you could do as well, or you can just go through as I type it out. So we're going to type public icon get icon, and we're going to go int par1 int par2, and then we're going to do our squiggly bracket. Now I'm going to right away import icon from net.minecraft.util. And then we have to have return statements on this, which is fine. We're going to leave that the way it is at the moment. So we're going to go if, and type in if open parentheses par2 is less than 7. Then what are we going to do? We're going to have another if statement. If par2 is equal to 6. Alrighty. Then par2 is equal to 5. Now I'll explain this. Okay, so this right here, this par, putting equals compares par1 to whatever's on the left side to whatever's on the right side. If we put in one equal sign here, which you would think would be more logical, but that's going to be wrong. That's going to set par2 equal to 6. So we go equals. That's going to say if par2 is equal to 6, then do this. We're going to set par2 equal to 5. And then we're going to go down here. I'll just do one line. We're going to return this dot icon array, which we have to define that, I think. Yes, we do. So I will do that right after this. Par2, 2 forward signs. I'm not sure what that means. Just being honest. Okay, so now that we've done that, right above our public redstone wheat, right up here, our protected. Actually, this needs to be public. Can't be, has to be public, not protected. So that's one thing you have to change. So we're going to go at side only, side dot client. I'm screwing everything up today. Jesus Christ. And now we want to private. So this is only going to be used within this function. So we can go private icon with two square brackets, which basically saying that it's an array, icon array, not with inside of it space, icon array. So we need to import side only, import side. Now this is still going to give us an error because we haven't added a return statement, even though we have to add one more return statement to this. I'm just checking over my code. This here also needs an at side only. So that needs the same thing. So on the client side, we're going to do that. Excuse me. So now we've done that. Now we're going to go to our outer if statement. And we're going to go space else, space, open bracket, and then down to the next line, return this dot icon array 3. And bam. Good. It's all good. Fantastic. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we're on to the next part. I'm just going to scroll down here. Okay. So on to the next part. Well, you know, as we all know, when we harvest a crop, you get seeds and you get the crop. Now the seeds and the crop this is all going to depend on if you're actually using seeds or not, but you still always need to have this either way. Seed that is, so the seed that is dropped by harvesting the crop. Okay. There was only one guy I could find who actually did a tutorial on this, and he didn't really explain stuff well. So I was doing a lot of just probing and looking around for like 2 hours last night trying to figure this out. So we're going to do we're going to do a protected int. So public int, protected int, not public, protected int. And then we're going to type in get with a lowercase g and then capital S on seed and then capital I on item. Parentheses don't have to have anything in them, and we're gonna have it return redstone main, which again is our class from over here. Redstone main .java is our main class. Redstone main redstone wheat. So we're gonna have it return and item ID finished. Alrighty, so I'm actually going to copy that line since we're going to have the same thing down below here. So now so this is the food that is dropped by harvesting the crop. So it's the same thing, protected, it's almost the same thing. It's protected int, and this time it's get crop item, open and close parentheses, nothing inside, and we're going to return the same thing in this case. And now the only thing we have to do is our icon registering stuff. So this is the same, at side only. This is almost the same as you usually do. Okay, so at side only, side.client. Okay. So public void register icons, icon register par1 icon register. And again, we have to import icon register as we always have to. And now this is where it's going to be a little bit different because we have our different stages. And it's got to be able to change over each stage. So we gotta do stuff a little bit differently. So we're gonna type this dot icon array is equal to new icon 4. Okay. Hit enter twice, and we're gonna do a for loop for int I is equal to 0, 0, and I is less than this dot icon array length. So the length of the icon array dot length. So we've set it to 4. So if it's more than 4, then so plus I. So again, that's basically saying we're setting a variable named int, which equals 0, and each time, as long as it's less than the icon array dot length, we are going to plus I, which basically says we're going to add 1 to I. We're going to do our squiggly brackets, and I think I put a dot there instead of a comma. Oh, semicolon, not a comma, sorry. Now this, and we're going to type within our for statement, this dot icon array, and then within our squiggly, our square brackets, we're going to put I in there, is equal to par1 icon register. God, I can't type today, people. Honest to God, this is fucking terrible. So, icon register. Now, this is going to be a little bit different as well. We're going to type in our normal redstone. I'll just put lowercase s. Redstone tutorial :rs wheat. Now, see, this is so as you know, in our main file here, let's go under textures, blocks. I name them rs wheat. Okay. So rs wheat underscore underscore, not stage. So I'm just gonna double check. Yeah. So then underscore. Now we're gonna go outside of our double quotes, and we're gonna go space plus space. Now I found this was the way that for whatever reason. I'm only able to click like with bone meal. I'm only able to click twice, and it's not like it's only going to, let's say, like here is like the finished crop. So what I did is what I did here within. So I put these 2 extra parentheses, so that within that this is going to be executed first before it adds stuff. I went I plus I. That's basically going to say. Then we got to put a semicolon at the end. Okay, so it should get rid of errors. Okay, good. So so for 0, 0, it's still going to be 0. But for 1, it's going to grab... Shit, did not want to open that. On 1, it's going to grab... When it goes to 1, it's going to say, okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. It's going to grab 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's going to grab 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. And it's going to grab this one here. It's going to grab 7 instead. 2 plus 2 is 4. So actually, no, yeah, that would grab that one. And then 4 plus 4 is 8, which is going to grab 7. It's really weird how it works. But, so arrays start at 0. So that's why this is stage 0, stage 1, stage 2, stage... So there's 8 stages here, but we're starting at 0. So this could be 1... You could imagine this as 1 to 8 instead of from 0 to 7. But they always start at 0. So, yeah. That's what you want to do. So I'll look into changing that and not having it like that. It might actually just be simply as changing this value here. I'm not sure, but we'll look into that. So we're good there. Now we're good there as well. Typed all that in, and I think we should be good to go and test this now. Actually, did I put the textures in? Oh, we're getting an error here. Let's see. So it's saying what line are we having the error? We're having a line 73. So again, Eclipse keeps turning off line numbers for me. So if you go under the preferences, which might be under edit preferences on Windows and Mac, it's going to be just click on Eclipse here at the top, then click preferences. If you go under general, editors, text editors, and click on that, apply, go. So line 73, so it's saying that we're having a problem. Yes, we're having a problem with that again. And the reason for that is we need to have our ores and blocks in front of our. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that anyway. We have to have our ores and blocks ahead of our food, since we are referencing our wheat block here. Might as well just take the whole thing and shove it up at the top there. Now if we load, it's gonna go and it's gonna launch just fine, and it's gonna work, and it's gonna be fantastic. And no, it's not finding them, so that means I did not put them in there. So let's go desktop. Let's go into textures, blocks. Let's copy that. Actually, I'll just click on desktop, open and closing folder. There we go. So desktop, and we're going to go into Forge. So I'm pretty sure I put this in here, but I guess that must have been for my test. So we go into source, Minecraft, assets, redstone tutorial, textures, blocks. I'm just going to copy these into there. And then we're going to go into items, and we'll just drop both of those in there. Seeds, copy, don't paste. There we go. We got our seeds and our redstone wheat done there. Start it again, and we should be good to go. Alrighty, so we'll use our normal world for this. Alrighty, so we got this. I did a bunch of work on the other one to make this look better, but I'm just gonna clean up some of this stuff here, so you can create a little bit of a forest here, or a garden here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna till some land. We'll put down some water. Why not? So put down water right here. So I'll grab a bucket of water. We'll throw some water down. Why not? Now I'm gonna get rid of all these tools except for the ones that we need, which is just the hoe. So water. I'm gonna jump out of this here, and I'm gonna throw water down. And then I'll just go, say, here and put that in there. You know, just for added effect, I guess. I gotta go back here, gotta grab the dirt block, just to fill in a few spaces. There we go. I'm a little bit picky, people. Okay, so we're gonna till our grass here. There we go. And now we're going to grab redstone wheat. Should be underneath here. Great. Everything's working. Now we can plant this. See, now it's actually having an issue grabbing our textures. So we will go and look at that after I plant all this. There we go. Alrighty. Look at... Oh, that looks fantastic, doesn't it? No, it doesn't really. Okay, so we are going to look at our log here at the bottom. So it's saying it's trying to go to redstone tutorial, textures, blocks, RE wheat, which should not be going to RE wheat. It should be going to RS wheat, redstone wheat. There we go. So we can quit out of that, relaunch the game, and our texture should be working now. I'll just wait for it to... Yep, they're working now, so that's fantastic. So we're gonna go into this world again. You can see there's our nice, pretty little crop. Looks like an ugly piece of shit, but you know. I did my best. I'm very picky. Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna grab bone meal, and we're gonna bone this stuff up. Let's just grab one for now. So there's stage 1, stage 2. So you see how I'm only clicking twice to get it up to the top, which I compared it to wheat and stuff, and it works the same way as this does. So that's just, it's a thing. It's a thing. So we could just let these grow on their own, but you know, we just want to quickly show you. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? So now if we go into game mode S, which is survival mode, and time set 0, get back to daytime. We can dig this up, and we're going to get our redstone wheat. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. We got 52 of them now, and we can go ahead and plant more. Oh, and that's another thing. One stream, if you didn't know this, one stream of water can take on 2 rows of tilled dirt before it's not enough. So you can't go 3 out, but you can go 2 out, and then these will both be moisturized. Alrighty. So now I want to test something here. I want to try planting our crop on water. All right. I've never tried this before. We're gonna see if this works. So we're gonna go block dot water still. Okay. Dot block ID. We're gonna give this a shot. It might actually break our game. It might break it. I'm not sure. Since we got some stuff on tilled soil. Okay, no, they're still there, so we should not. So we can still plant it on tilled soil. And we can't put it on water, which is what I really wanted it to be. Because that's one thing I want to try and figure out is putting stuff on water. We can't put it here. We can't put it on the water. Oh, did I relaunch? I relaunched the client, didn't I? Let's make sure of it. I'm pretty sure I did, but you know, it's just a quick little test, people. Just a quick little test. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I will report back when I do get it working. Maybe let's try generating a new world. Let's create a new world. Some stuff in creative mode. And I don't care where we are. Hopefully it's not a winter biome, as it usually is. Wait for that to generate itself. And then there's just the one more thing we have to do, and that's implement actual seeds instead of using... Well, this is fantastic. So I'm just going to create a whole... also try a 1 block wide and a 2 block wide. This stuff is just a real pain in the ass. Ugh. It's in the way. Okay, there we go. Get out of here, you little bugger. Okay, so here we go. We're going to grab a bucket of water and our redstone wheat. I'm going to try it in all these scenarios. So that's, got to make that still running. There we go. Still running. Still. So now that's still... Go away. You stupid bugger. So it doesn't work there. Maybe it'll work on this. Nope. And it doesn't work there either. I'll work on that later, though. It's probably something I have to override in the game, which I will work on later on. So we'll leave it at tilled field for now. Alrighty, so now we're going to get on to the next part, which is implementing our seed. So we're going to create a normal item. Since this is not an edible item, we just want to create a normal item. So under items, define items, we're going to go public, static, item, and we're going to type in redstone wheat seed. That's what I'm going to call it. Now, under our items are right here. Redstone wheat seed. is equal to, actually I'm going to change it to seeds. Might actually be a better name for it. There we go. So I'm going to make it seeds, and we're going to make it equal to new item redstone wheat seeds. And so I got to go back to my main class over here to make sure I get this code right. Alrighty, so we got a few parameters to set in here as well. The only thing that's really different is we're not setting our wheat, or like our food values. So we're setting our normal ID in here, which is going to be 1010, and then so then we're going to put in redstone wheat block dot block ID, which is the same thing, what it's actually going to plant, and then what it's plantable on, block dot tilde field dot block ID, and then dot set unlocalized name redstone wheat seeds. So I'm going to copy that because we're going to do all the registry stuff while we're at it. So that's food, tools, ores, items. So I'm going to copy this first, and then I'll come up here and grab this, and we'll fix the other error after we are done with this. So I replace all that, and then redstone wheat seeds. Save. Right, so we are now going to hover over our this item redstone wheat seeds, and we're going to create the class. Now, since it's an item, it's going to go in dot items, and we're going to click finish. Now we got that open. It's going to extend item seeds. And then that's basically the only thing that's different. Everything else is the same. Import or add the constructor. Get rid of that stuff. You don't need it. And then at side only. Side.client. Public void. Man, I can't type today. Public void. Register icons, icon register, par1 icon register. This dot item icon is equal to par1 icon register dot register icon redstone tutorial seeds underscore redstone wheat. And that has to be in that, and there we go. Import icon register, import side only, and side. This is the normal stuff we have to do all the time. Go back over here, save that. That should all be fixed. Now we should be able to run the game, and it should, in fact, load up new world. We should now be able to have seeds. So we got normal seeds right here. So we got to go to game mode C, and I'm just going to search for seeds. There they are. Ugliest looking things, and then we can use those as well to plant our crop, and they work the same way. We want to go bone meal. See, these ones here, they're getting 1 2 1 2. So some are getting 2, and some take 2 and some take 3. It's just one of those things. There you go. How awesome is that? That's utterly fantastic. and then we can, you know, gather it all up and stuff. So that's going to be it for this tutorial for today. We've done a fair bit today, actually. We've, you know, we got our ore generating. Oh, I was going to show you that one thing. On turn down the volumes here. You guys actually aren't hearing it. So I'm going to show you how to generate a world, or how to regenerate the world around you to include your ore of your mod. So I'll be back in a quick second to show you that. All right, so we're back, and so we need to regenerate a world so our ore generates. We need one thing, and that is MC Edit. This is his program. It's called a Minecraft World Editor. So you can download it for free on Mac, Windows, and Linux. I have it on my Mac, and so you can download it for Windows or whatever. So I'm going to close that. So I got it right here. Now to find our world, at least for within our mod. So you want to find your world. So if you're in normal Minecraft, it's under your .minecraft folder or your Minecraft folder on Mac, and under saves. For our mod anyway, it's under jars saves. So that's where it is. It's right here. Here's our 3 worlds. I'm going to delete this one here because it's useless. So we're going to be generating our ore into this world here, into new world. So we're going to open up MC Edit. All right, so it's going to say warning: only open a world in one program at a time. If you're using Minecraft 1.3 or earlier, you need to close Minecraft completely before using MC Edit. Okay, it's closed anyway. Make sure it's closed just to be sure. Have it closed. So we're going to click Load World, and actually, it's going to ask us to have it in our Minecraft folder. Open level. Can I do it this way? So let's go back up. Okay, yeah. So you can go open level, but if it's in, okay, so let's cancel. If it's in your .minecraft folder, and you play it in the actual game, you can just click Load World and you can choose it right there. That's not the case for me, so I got to go open level, navigate back to my library, to Chad, and I got to go to my desktop, and I got to go to Forge, MCP, jars, saves, and new world. That's the one we want to open. So click open, level.dat, open. So as you can see, this is our world. This is fucking fantastic, isn't it? This is our full world. So it's showing you a bunch of points. I'm not sure at all. Oh, these are all the different characters that are in this world. So you can see this where everyone spawns and all this good stuff. You can see all the different caves and different things. I think those might be bats or something. We're just gonna go up and out. Gotta find where I was again. Right over here. So if you hold down the right mouse button, and you can use the WASD keys to move forwards. So forwards, backwards, left, right, and then use when holding down the right mouse button will be to navigate. So you can hold forward and just navigate all over the world without having to, there's not like using shift and things like that to go up and down. So this is the part that we want to save in our world, but we also want it to, and we want to generate our new ore. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on, let's see, which one is it here? Move player, move spawn, chunk control. All right, so we want to select chunk. So I'm going to zoom out here because this is a little bit of a difficult thing to get. Okay, so I'm going to go. I'm not gonna go like this, and so you can select chunks by holding the left mouse button and selecting a section. So chunks are actually pretty small. They're a 1x1 chunk. They're 16 blocks wide. So we're gonna We don't have our thing in there yet, so there we go. So if we move around, we should see that within our chunk, within our selection, we have our world, or our little thing that we placed here. Let's try and go up a little bit. There we go. Just want to be within here. So this is our selection. So what we're going to do is we're going to click prune. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to remove everything else except for our selection. So this is the only thing that exists in the world is our selection. And there's a few things over here. Character spawners, I guess. Something over there. Okay, so now that we're here, we want to go and save this. So you can go MC Edit, click Save. It's going to save it, and now we can close out of MC Edit. We will not need it. And now we're going to go back into our Eclipse folder, and we're going to click Run. Alrighty. So now we're going to click on single player, we're going to click on our world, and now it's going to rebuild the terrain that no longer exists. So whatever's not there, it's going to regenerate it, and it's going to regenerate with the exact same way as it was before, since we are using the same level with the same seed and all that different stuff. So you can easily it's going to take a bit to load. It's got to load everything, so it's going to be very slow at first, especially if I'm recording. So we're going to give it a second. It should load for us. There we go. So it's generating the world around us. As you can see, it's the exact same as it was before. Go over this way. It's got to load chunks and everything. We got... Aw, horsies died. We got the jungle. The jungle... Oh, it changed the whole biome, actually. So usually it's the same, you know? Biomes may change, though. So that's one thing to note. So we're just going to go dig in here, and we're going to try and find our ore in this world. And actually, we want to make sure it's outside of the chunk that we selected. So let's go. Let's just go over here. This part we know isn't in here. So we're just going to start digging down here, and we should be able to find our ore pretty easily. Let's grab torches. This better work, because otherwise I'm going to look like an idiot. So you may say, "Oh, you already look like an idiot." Well, thanks a lot. There doesn't seem to be any ores here at all in this entire section of the map. I have tried this and it did work for us on the other channel. See, there it is. So a world that was generated without this ore now has this ore. And isn't that just fucking fantastic? So there you go. The ore's there. So there you go. That was just a quick little tip for you. So anyway, guys, I'll see you next time for more tutorials. I think next time we'll do like flowers and stuff. We'll make like a custom flower. And we'll have those generate over the world as well. And we're going to use that same generate technique to generate stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Comments. If you're having any problems, let me know, and I will try to help you to the best of my abilities. Subscribe for more content like this. Because, if you like my tutorials, you'll definitely want more. Because who doesn't want to know if you're here, you want to know how to mod Minecraft. And from what people are telling me, I am doing a great job with my tutorials. So if you like them, please subscribe. And yeah, like I said already, like how many times, I'll see you guys next time.